Lesson 5-5, Solve Inequalities Using Multiplication or Division. In this next lesson, we're going to learn how to solve an inequality, one-step inequality that is, using either multiplication or division. Let's first begin by looking at the problem on the Solve and Discuss It, which is page 279. Alex and Hope were trying to solve negative 6x is greater than 24. Whose inequality shows the solution? Show your work. Well, in this case, we need to examine the inequality and solutions for both Alex and Hope to determine who has the correct solution and why. To solve this inequality, we must undo or use inverse operations for multiplying by negative 6, and instead we have to divide both sides of that inequality by negative 6. So it seems that x should be greater than negative 4. This solution matches Alex's work. Okay? But in order to verify that Alex has found the correct solution, we need to go back to the problem, the original inequality, and find a number that fits our solution and check to see if it works. Okay, so this is Alex's solution. So let's go back to the original inequality. Negative 6x is greater than 24. Now let's pick a number that fits Alex's solution. And his solution says that x must be greater than negative 4. So pick a number that is greater than negative 4. Negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, or any positive number would be greater than negative 4. Okay, so let's pick a positive number like 10. That fits our description of x being greater than negative 4. And what we're going to do is we're going to put that into our inequality in place of x, and then we're going to go ahead and solve this to see if it makes sense. And is it true that negative 60 is greater than 24? And the answer is no. Okay, this is not true. This is a false inequality. And because it's false, what that tells us is that Alex's solution cannot be correct. Okay? Now let's take a look at what Hope got for a solution. She solved the exact same inequality, but her answer was x is less than negative 4. And the question is, could that be true? So again, let's pick a value that fits this description. So what kind of a number would be less than negative 4? Negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, any of those values, let's use negative 7, is a number smaller than negative 4. And therefore, when we put this into the original inequality to check, we're going to put that in place of the x, and we're going to check to see if indeed this is a true statement. Negative 6 times negative 7 is a positive 42, and the question is 42 greater than 24? And the answer is yes. Okay, this inequality is true, and because this inequality is true, Hope has the correct answer. Now in this lesson, we're going to look at what happens when we solve inequalities using multiplication and division, and why Hope's answer is correct, but Alex's answer is incorrect. Now let's take a look at example 1. In this example, we are going to solve inequalities that involve multiplication or division with positive values. Okay, so we're not going to use negative numbers here. We're only going to use positive numbers. Please make sure that all the notes that you see me do on your screen, that you're putting those notes in your work in your book as well. Gina's potbelly pig is on a diet. He can have no more than 18 ounces of pig food per day. How many scoops of pig food can Gina feed the pig without going over that 18 ounces? So in the first step, we have to write an inequality that represents the situation. We know from looking at the bag that there are 4 ounces in each scoop of food. We're going to multiply that times S, which is the number of scoops, and that has to be less than or equal to the maximum daily ounces, which is 18, okay? So when the problem says no more than, we're using a less than or equal to sign. Now take a look at the second step. We're going to solve this inequality just like we would an equation. So solve it just as you would an equation, and we're going to graph the solution. So we're going to still put the answer on the graph when we're done and we find an answer. So solving this inequality means taking 4 times S is less than or equal to 18, and we're going to divide both sides of that inequality, just like we would an equation, by 4 to see what S could be equal to. When you do 18 divided by 4, you don't get a whole number. Instead, you get a decimal, and that decimal is 4 5/10, or 4 1/2. So S, the number of scoops that Gina can feed her pig, is 4 1/2 scoops or less. So we have a solid dot at the 4 1/2, and we shade it going to the left to indicate it must be less than that amount or equal to that amount. Okay? Don't forget that you have to first solve the inequality. That's the solving. This is your solution before you graph it. Okay? The graphing is what you do on that number line. Next, let's take a look at the try it problem. We're going to be solving the inequality d divided by 7 is greater than 15, and then we're going to graph the solution. Remember that even though this is written in a fraction form, the d divided by 7 is a division inequality. So we're going to leave the inequality sign, and we are going to multiply both parts of our inequality by 7 in order to see what d could possibly be. And d is going to be greater than 105, because 15 times 7 is 105. Okay, so our solution, okay, to our inequality is d is greater than 105. So we're going to check that solution to make sure that it works. Pick a number that is bigger than 105. Let's say 112. So when I go back to my original inequality, I can check to make sure that my answer works by substituting in for d the 112. We're going to divide that by 7 and see if the answer is greater than 15. So what is 112 divided by 7? The answer is 16. So the question is 16 greater than 15? And the answer is yes. Okay, so this is a true statement, which means our answer to the inequality is d must be greater than 105. So now we're going to graph this on our number line. The first thing that we have to do is locate our answer. In this problem, the answer is 105. So we're going to go to the number line, and we're going to make a circle on the 105. That's the mark halfway between 100 and 110. Because this is a greater than symbol and not a greater than or equal to symbol, so just greater than, we leave the circle open. Then we're going to shade on the number line to show what direction our answer will travel. I want all the values of d that are bigger than 105. So bigger than 105 means that my answer is going to be shaded moving to the right. Okay, so my solution is d is greater than 105, and my graph shows me an open circle at 105 shaded to the right to show greater than. Now take a look at the convince me. In this problem, you are asked to determine if 7 is a solution to this inequality. Well, when I solve 5g is greater than or equal to 35, I divide both sides of that inequality by 5. And when I do that, I get g is greater than or equal to 7. So the question is 7 a solution to this inequality? Well, does 7 work? Is it part of our answer? So we go back to the original inequality that says 5g is greater than or equal to 35. And when I see that inequality and I put a 7 in place of the g, the question is this inequality still true? So is it true that 35, which is 5 times 7, is greater than or equal to 35? And the answer is yes. That is true. 35 is equal to 35, so that part of our inequality symbol makes this a true statement.